Checking in for episode number 2 of the Coach Brown Show. Super excited to be back with you guys after last week's episode, "The Power of Fasting," which was an extremely informational and impactful episode. There was a lot of follow-up conversations around that particular episode, so I think that this is going to deliver a similar effect because it's a very important topic and one that deserves more focus and more conversation because it has the ability to change your life. So today we're going to dive into the power of purpose. We're going to examine it, we're going to pull it apart, and then we're going to activate. We're going to activate your purpose and activate the power of your purpose in your day-to-day life. Let's go ahead and get started.
Everybody gives you advice, yeah, on how to live your life, how to live your life. Don't you know that life is full of surprises? You better realize, nobody knows what's in your soul and how your heart works. Nobody cares. It's time for you to live your life, yeah.
Ready to dive into the episode, and so am I, because I know that this one's going to be powerful. So let me just go ahead and let everybody know I'm on now. Uh okay, so we are streaming live to you guys tonight from Facebook, Facebook Live, YouTube Live. I'm streaming directly to my website, mycoachbrown.com. We will be incorporating Twitch TV as well, and also Spotify and Apple. You'll be able to get the audio of every single episode. So you guys stay tuned for that. All right, so the power of purpose, right? Why did I choose this? I was in between a lot of different topics for tonight's episode. For those of you who don't know, I'm a very intuitive person, so therefore I typically decide what my episodes are going to be about very close to the episode. Unless I'm having a guest on, then obviously we'll prep for it. But when it's just me, I'm going with what comes to me intuitively. And this is what came to me. It said talk about the power of purpose, because through conversation, it's become very evident to me that a lot of people are not aware of what their purpose is, right? If you ask, oh, Ciara in the house, how's it going, Ciara? Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. If you ask the average person, what is your purpose? Like, why are you here? What were you sent here for? What were you sent here to do? The average person does not have the answer to that question, nor do they give much time and attention to trying to figure out the answer. A lot of us get wrapped up in just a regular day to day, wake up, go to work, go to a job, spend, 8 hours there, sometimes 10 hours there, come home, mingle with your family, eat some food, watch some TV, go to sleep, wake up, do the whole thing over and over again. Well, we get locked into this groundhog pattern where every day kind of becomes the same, and you kind of lose track. And people say, hey, what's today's? I don't know what today is. Is it Tuesday, Monday, Wednesday? It gets blurry because they're all the same, right? And what you find is a lot of people are not engaging with life because even though they're not aware of what their purpose is per se, they are subconsciously aware that they are not living in their purpose, right? Because the purpose is inside of them, whether they acknowledge it or not, right? But everything that is created with purpose and on purpose. Like, nobody creates something for no reason. Everything has a purpose built into its design. And the reason why we got to take a look at purpose tonight, and the things I want to explore with you is not only gonna help you to identify, okay, what might my purpose be, but I also want to talk about how knowing your purpose allows you to activate everyone and everything that is around you. For instance, this is just hypothetical, right? Not even hypothetical, I'm sorry. This is just an example. For us, we know that this is an iPhone, right? And the iPhone has purpose. It has functionality. This thing was created to do specific things. Because I know the purpose of this iPhone, because I know why it was created, because I know the functionality of this iPhone, guess what? I maximize on my usage of this particular thing. This particular thing is able to perform a lot of great things because I know what it's capable of. I know its purpose. I know what was built into the design of the thing. I know why this thing was created. If you take this same device that has multiple functionalities that you can do phenomenal things with, right? And you give it to someone who doesn't understand the purpose of the device, doesn't understand the functionality of the device, to them, they'll care less. To them, they're not going to get the same usage out of it that I would because I understand its purpose. For them, they'll just look at it and say, I don't know what this is. I don't know what this does. And they'll probably throw it to the side. Meanwhile, we're paying, $1,500, $2,000 for an iPhone, where if you gave it to someone who didn't understand the functionality and purpose that was built into the design of the thing and what this thing is created to do, they would not be able to maximize on the usage of the thing. So how does that apply to us in life? It's the same principle, in the sense that most of us are the iPhone, but we just don't know it. Most of us were built or were created with multiple functionalities. We just don't know it. We're capable of a lot of great things. We just don't know it because we haven't done the work to tap into ourselves, and we haven't taken the time to identify what is it that I possess? What are my unique qualities, right? How do I impact the world around me? How do I show up in the world? What are the things that I do that people connect with? And when am I in my my highest state of power, right? When am I the most applicable in life? And when we can look at those things and we can start to see, how do we show up? How do we impact? What are the things that we enjoy naturally, right? What are the things that we're naturally called to? What are the things that we naturally excel in? When we start to look at those things, it will guide us towards a revelation on what it is that we are supposed to do. But a lot of us are not taking that time, or not taking the time to heighten our awareness, to become aware of who we are naturally. Everybody's trying to be something unnatural, right? But in actuality, if we tap into who we naturally are, we are all supernatural. But we're doing everything in our power to be these unnatural things and to fit into these unnatural scenarios, right? So, I heard this, and I'm going to share this with you guys, right? I got to rewind. I'm sorry. I'm going to throw it in. It's off key. It's off kilter, but it's on kilter at the same time. I was listening to a speaker, and he was talking about the difference between, our job and our work. A lot of us spend our entire life just going to a job, waking up every day, going to a job, giving 8 to 10 hours a day. And we confuse that with who we are and our purpose. When in actuality, all we're doing is completing on a task, right? For the trade-off of pay. But the difference between that job that we go to every single day and our work is what we were sent here to do, your assignment here inside of this time and space. But if you never connect with your work and you only focus on your job, whatever the job may be, right? Or maybe a bouncing job to job, and you're not taking the time to focus on your work, right? What you were sent here to do, then you can go an entire lifetime never being actually activated, never really getting a taste of real life or what this life has in store for you. Now, I talked earlier and I said, you know what? When we look at purpose and we consider what is our purpose, and even in the description of the video, I said, you know, what is your purpose? Why it's important to know your purpose, and why it's important to make your purpose known. The reason why it's important to make your purpose known is because when other people know what your functionalities are, when other people know what you were created to do, then they can in return activate you to do what you naturally supposed to do. Right? If I'm naturally a communicator, and I'm naturally able to speak with people and get through to people in a way that maybe someone else can't do, right? If other people know that about me, guess what? They have an opportunity to activate me, because when something presents itself that requires someone with my skill set or ability, they know I could call on him. I can activate him to do that. But if I never stepped out and I never took a chance to say, hey, this is my life's work, let me go ahead and do this. Let me go ahead and let the world know this is what I do. If I never put myself out there in that manner, then the people who know me would have no idea that this is something that I possess. The same is true for you. And it doesn't matter how grand or how small you might consider it to be. The things that you're naturally good at, the things that align with who you are and what you're supposed to do inside of this lifetime, when you align yourself with those things and you make them known to the people around you, right? Those people have an opportunity to go ahead and activate you in any way that makes sense based on your unique skill set and abilities. So whatever it is that you're good at, it could be something, it could be something as small as cooking, right? Maybe you're great in the kitchen. No one cooks like you. You enjoy cooking. You love making food. You love cooking for people, right? Your purpose could be tied up in cooking. Your purpose could be tied up in food and culinary arts. But because you never aligned yourself with that, and you never let the people around you know that this is something that you're actually very good at and something that you enjoy doing, they don't have an opportunity to activate you. You can go your whole life missing that, but then the people around you can go their whole life knowing you and not knowing that about you. Therefore, they never can activate you to show up in life that way. So whatever it is that you naturally do, that you naturally excel in, the things that you love, the things that you have a passion around, these are the things in life that, number one, you have to acknowledge yourself, but then you also have to let the people around you make it known, hey, this is what I do. This is what I was sent here to do. This is what I'm good at. This is what I love doing. This is my life's work. And when people know that, again, they have that opportunity to hit that button, to activate you and say, hey, you know what? You're looking for that. I know someone. Hey, guess what? My friend is looking for this, and I know that you do that. Let me connect the dots. And then you watch how the power of your purpose will move you in life almost effortlessly. The problem is that we have a lot of people walking around with a lot of talents, abilities, callings on their life, things that are living inside of them that they're not acknowledging, and they're not letting other people outside of them know. One thing I heard is that a lot of people are trying to tiptoe through life, but it's like, you know what? Nobody makes it out alive. So while you're here, you got to live fully expressed, and you got to go into yourself. You got to see what's in it. You got to see what the goods are, and you got to be aware of the value of the things that you possess. Because again, value, your ability to evaluate something, to put fair value on it, is based on your ability to identify the purpose and functionality of something. I have to go back to this iPhone. I mean, the iPhone, only reason I'm using this because it's right here in my grasp to grab and use. But I got to go back to the iPhone, right? We know that this is valuable. We know that it has a particular value because we understand the function and we understand what it's designed to do. But if you went into, let's just say, the Amazon, and you talk to some indigenous people who are not connected to the world, and you show them the iPhone, they're not going to give a damn about this iPhone because they don't know what it does. They don't understand the functionality or purpose of it. So a lot of people don't give, I just be frank, a lot of people don't give a damn about your dreams and what you're up to because they just don't know. Just letting people know that this is what I am and this is what I do and this is what I'm passionate about and this is what I'm going to do with my life allows people to give a damn. But if they don't know, and if you don't know, number one, if you don't know, nobody can do anything with it, right? But the minute you identify, you have to make it known. Now, making it known doesn't mean just talking about all these, oh, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, right? It's not about I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, right? You gotta lead with your actions, right? Show people what you're about. Show people what purpose and functionality that you have. Let them see it inside of your actions. And when the actions speak first, then you can follow with commentary on what it is that you do and start to build that network and grow. Oh, Rob in the building. He said, nah, bro, team. Oh, no, you on the Android, bro? We're going to have a private meeting about that. Now, I never touched the Android in my life, so I don't know what's up with it. You know what I mean? I've been team iPhone from the start. I went from Sidekick to iPhone. That's been the trajectory. But again, you know, you got to press the pause button sometimes. You got to stop life and say, hey, what do I possess? You know what I mean? Like, why am I here? That's the big question. Like, why am I here? What am I going to do with my turn? Right? When I do leave this place, like, what is the impact that I'm going to have? Right? How am I going to stamp time and space with me being here? Because a lot of people will be born and a lot of people will go to their grave and nobody will even know that they were here. So the reason why I say that is because we were all sent here to do something very important in our own right. Everybody has an important thing to do. Doesn't mean you got to be famous all over the whole world and all of that. But what's inside of you to do, the mission that you were sent to carry out, is vital that you get it done. Because when you get it done, it changes not only the trajectory of your life, but it moves everything around you. You don't know who you're going to impact. You don't know whose life you're going to change forever because you executed on what you were supposed to do. Flip side of that is you don't know whose life you're going to affect or change forever because you didn't take the time to figure out what you're supposed to do. And you let this lifetime pass you by. And that domino effect of you not executing could prevent, who knows, countless people from stepping into the timeline in the way that they're supposed to. So that's what I wanted to touch on tonight. You know, the power of purpose, really taking the time to examine oneself to say, what is preloaded inside of me, right? What am I drawn to? What do I enjoy doing? What am I called to do? What would I do if nobody paid me? Like if I could just do whatever I want and money wasn't an issue and I wasn't making financial decisions, but I was making decisions based on what speaks to me, then what would you do? What unique skills do you possess? How are you right now in this moment impacting the people around you? You know, I did a short video on Facebook the other day. Well, it was a clip from an interview that I did. And even going back to it and clipping it out, it spoke to me in a way because in the clip, you know, I shared about myself, how I bumped into my purpose, right? How life led me to this particular point. And the journey wasn't, you know, all butterflies and rainbows and all that type of stuff, right? There were some dark periods and there was some down points that I had to go through to really find myself and get that sense of awareness to align myself with what am I supposed to do, right? Why am I here? And when I reflected on life in general, and I said, how am I showing up in this lifetime? The thing that was very clear to me as these memories and things started to play back for me what was very clear to me based on the things that I was seeing is that I am supposed to be doing this. I am Coach Brown, right? Coach Brown is a name that people can recognize and resonate with. But what that name means to me and the work that I do under that name is true to who I am and who I'm supposed to be in this time. And that was evident throughout my life, but I didn't have the awareness to see it. But ever since I can remember, people have always come to share what they were going through with me and look for guidance forever. Like, even when I wasn't living my best life, even when I wasn't doing the things that would align with what I want to do in life, right? Even when I was young and naive and immature and all these things, when it came time to give people guidance or counsel, that's when I found a different level of myself every time. Even when it didn't stick and stay. In those conversations, I would go to this place where wisdom would start to come through me. And it wasn't until I did the self-reflection that all of these things came together and played for me, almost like a motion picture. And it opened my eyes to, wow, this is not even what I'm supposed to do. This is what I have been doing. And I didn't even realize it. But when I had the revelation of this is what I've been doing, and this is when I'm the most impactful in life, everything started to come together. And the same can happen for you when you come to the revelation of who you are, not who you're being, right? Because some of us are being a particular person because it fits the life we accepted. Not even the life that I won't even say the life that you chose, right? Life has boxed you in a way because you haven't aligned yourself with what you're supposed to do. So you spend all your days doing what you have to do. I'm going to say that again. You haven't aligned with what you're supposed to do. So you spend all of your days doing what you have to do. When you align with what you're supposed to do, when you get inside of your purpose work, there's a force that comes along with that. There's a driving force. There's something pushing behind you. There's something making things click and happen. And now you're flowing with life. You're flowing with life. And now when you're inside of that work, it's no longer a matter of doing what you have to do. You're doing what you were sent here to do. And you're doing it with assistance because the world around you will start to move with you and start to give you that assistance to help you level up at a speed that you couldn't even imagine. I'm telling you that 0 to 100, right? Right now, some people are bouncing between 0 and 10, 0 and 20, 0 and 30, somewhere in that range. But that 0 to 100 is as simple as having a revelation and then having the courage to live into that. Having a revelation of who you are, having a revelation of why you're here, having a revelation of the impact that you were sent to do in the work that the work that you were sent here to do. And then having the courage to execute on that changes everything instantly. So that's just what I wanted to talk to you guys about tonight. Power purpose. I would keep talking, but I want to stay in integrity with time. And I want to say that, thank you to everyone who's tuned in. Obviously, this is only episode 2 of the new season. You guys know I've been streaming forever. But went away for a little while, but we're back with the new season of the Coach Brown Show. Just to kind of give you an idea of what you're in for. We will be doing guests. I will have different guests on here to talk about some topics that I think will definitely help you guys, help me, help the guests, because we all learning and growing together, right? So I'm excited about that, to have some more faces on the screen, some familiar, some unfamiliar faces. But we're just going to keep having conversations and diving into these topics. And, I look forward to hearing from you guys. If anything tonight struck a chord for you, or you have any questions about anything that I spoke on tonight, feel free to shoot me a message. I would love to talk to you about it or build with you on it more. Outside of that, I appreciate all of you guys. If you got anything from tonight's episode, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We're trying to build a channel, build a community, grow these streams, and grow the impact that we can have together. So if you can hit that subscribe button, Also the bell notification, so that way when we do go live, which is every Monday at 8:30 for the Coach Brown Show, I will be going live in between that. But you can count on me being here every Monday 8:30. If you hit the subscribe and the bell notification, it helps get me into the algorithm, grow our channel together, and also you'll get notified every time that I go live. So yeah. Well, thank you to everybody who jumped in the chat tonight. You know, Sierra in the building. She found the stream. I appreciate you tuning in. Wob was in the building. Oh, you know what? Let me see. Boom. Let me throw you on the screen. Found you. She said, I found you. Thank you for tuning in. Wob said, nah, bro, Team Android, because I was referencing the iPhone. Donnie Rhodes in the building. He said, look at the living room, bro. Looking good. You know, we just streaming it up, baby. We streaming it up. Wob said, let's see. You have affected my life forever because you showed up for you. Oh, I appreciate you, bro. Yeah, you know how it is, Bob, with the journey, man. You know, we the journey. That's all I could call it, you know, because we've been through it all. You know, we've been through it all. We've seen a lot, and we had to overcome a lot. But all of the struggle, all of the pain, all of the confusion, all of those things were necessary to build us up in the spirit. So when we do step out and we do this type of work, you know, we're able to stand strong, and we're able to deliver strong, and we're able to impact the people and really drive the message home, and help to create something new in this space, right? Because yeah, it's all spiritual warfare right now, and we need a lot of people on the side of good. We need a lot of people on the side of good right now to have these conversations, and you know, really spread the message and empower people. Ashley in the building, what's up, cuz? Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you. But yeah, so that's it for tonight. Again, I'll see you guys on the next stream. My mom's in the building. What's up, Mom? How you doing? Hope you're having a good night. And Donnie Rhodes with the clap up. Thank you, bro. Appreciate that. All right, so listen, I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I'm looking forward to talking to you every single Monday. Let's continue to grow these conversations and share perspectives, and let's have an impact. You know, reset the mind so we can rebuild the life. That's the goal, right? Reset the mind so we can rebuild the life. Coach Brown, episode 2, Power of Purpose. Appreciate you guys, everybody. Have a good night. Peace.